Namaste students. Circulatory system is the life support system of our body that provides our body cells with the food and oxygen. It takes away waste products from the body cells. Circulatory system is a system of vessels which connects all the cells, tissues and organs of the body together. You have heard one of the famous scientists' name, William Harvey. William Harvey was an English medical doctor who proposed double circulation in human beings. There are three main parts of the circulatory system, that are blood, blood vessels and heart. So today's class we are going to study about the circulatory system. In that we are studying about the structure of the heart and the blood vessels as well as the walls of the heart and how the blood flows through the heart to the different parts of the body. Every organ in our body requires the involvement of the circulating body fluid. For example, first one, the digestive system digest and absorb nutrients which are needed to the transported to every cell of the body. Your digestive system also requires the fluid because to absorb and to transport that digested food to the particular body parts. Next, the respiratory system draws in air and the oxygen picked up from it in the lungs has to be transported to all parts of the body. Similarly, the carbon dioxide collected from the entire body has to be carried to the lungs to be exhaled out of the body. Here exchange of the gas takes place. In here also the blood acts as a media for the exchange of the gases. Next, all the extra water, excess salts and the nitrogenous waste such as urea have to be removed from different parts and have to be sent to the excretory system to be thrown out of the body. Here whatever the excess water is there, salt is there, as well the nitrogenous waste is there, so it has to come out from our body. For that purpose also this fluid is very important. Next, hormones secreted by the endocrine system have to be carried throughout the body by the circulating blood to act wherever required and so on. Here it also helpful for the circulation of the hormones. It is secreted by the endocrine gland and it will goes to the particular body organs. In our body we can see three different types of the fluids. One is the blood, and the tissue fluid, and is the lymph. Now we can focus on the blood first. Here blood, tissue fluid and lymph, as they circulate in their respective vessels or spaces between the cells in different organs. The blood in our body circulates in a closed manner, that is all the time through blood vessels. Such a type of blood circulation is called a closed blood circulatory system. Means here blood flows inside the blood vessels, means artery, veins as well as in the capillaries. But in certain animals such as insects, the blood mostly flows through open spaces in the body called an open blood circulatory system. Means here the blood will not flow inside the blood vessels, it will present in between the space which are present in the cells. Their blood flows from the heart to the body space without vessels, that is called open blood circulatory system. First, location of heart. The heart is right in the center between the two lungs and above the diaphragm. The narrow end of the roughly triangular heart is pointed to the left side, and during working, the contraction of the heart is most powerful at this end, giving a feeling that the heart is on the left side. Here, heart is not in the left side, heart is present in the center between the two lungs above the diaphragm, but its narrow end, it is in triangular shape, it is pointed to the left side. While working of the heart, the left side it will contract more because it has to pump the blood. So when it undergo the against the gravity, it has to pump the blood. So when it undergo the contraction, we are feeling that it is in the left side, but it is not in the left side. Next, covering of heart. The heart is protected by a double-walled membranous covering called pericardium. It contains lubricating fluid that is called pericardial fluid. This pericardial fluid reduces friction during heartbeat and protects it from mechanical injuries. Heart is covered by a two layer. The two layers are together is called pericardium, and in between the two layer we can see a fluid. That fluid is called pericardial fluid. This pericardial fluid, it reduces the friction between the two layer during the heartbeat, and also it protect it from the mechanical injuries. Size of heart. The heart in adult humans is about the size of our closed fist, nearly 12 centimeter in length and 9 centimeter in width. So human heart is the size of our closed fist. Chambers of the heart. The heart consists of 4 chambers. 2 upper, it is called atria, and 2 lower, it's called as a ventricles. Atria is also called as a atrium. Here, the atria have thinner walls because their major function is to receive blood from the body and pump it into the very next ventricles. Here, atria or auricles are having a thin walls because it has to receive the blood and then it can pump that blood into the next region, that is ventricles. No need to produce more pressure to pump the blood. The ventricles have thick muscular walls because they have to pump blood to long distance. Here ventricle, they have to pump the blood to the very long distance. The right ventricle pumps blood only up to the lungs for oxygenation, but the left ventricle pumps it up to the farthest points in the body, such as up to the toes in the feet or up to the brain against gravity, and so its walls are thicker. Here ventricle having thick muscular walls because here right ventricle, it has to pump the blood to the lungs because for the oxygenation, and the left ventricle, it has to pump the blood to the whole part of the body. Here both the ventricle, they have to pump the blood against the gravity. When they pump the blood against the gravity, they will produce more pressure. For that pressure, wall may breaks up. For that purpose, ventricles are having thick muscular walls because they will pump the blood against the gravity. That's why they are having a thick muscular walls. Here, left ventricle having a little bit thick muscular wall when compared to right ventricle because the right ventricle, it pumps the blood to the lungs region only, but left ventricle, it has to pump the blood to the toes region as well as to the brain region. So that's why it has to pump the blood to the whole part of the body. That's why it has a little bit thick muscular wall. How we are having a door in our home, same time here heart also having a door like structure that we call as a valves. This valves regulates the flow of blood in a single direction. Now we can study walls of the heart. VALVES, not WALL, VALVES, valve. First one, right atrioventricular valve. Right atrioventricular valve, it is called as a tricuspid valve. It is located at the aperture between the right auricle and the right ventricle. It has three thin triangular leaf-like structure that we call as a flaps or cusps. That's why it is called as tricuspid valve. The apex of the flaps are held in position by tendinous cords, or it is called as chordae tendineae. This chordae tendineae arising from the muscular projections of the ventricle wall known as papillary muscles. Here, in the ventricular region, walls having a special type of structure, that is for papillary muscles. These papillary muscles, it holds the valve, that is both tricuspid and bicuspid valve, in a fixed position, that is called as a chordae tendineae. In the right side, between the right auricle and the right ventricle, there is a valve is there. That valve is called tricuspid valve. So it has a three flap-like structure, that's why it is called as a tricuspid valve. And it helpful for the flow of blood from right auricles to right ventricle. When the blood flows from right auricles to right ventricle, then this valve will close, because this valve help for the in this valve avoid the backflow of blood from right ventricles to right auricle. So when the blood enter from auricles to right ventricle, this valve will close, because avoid the backflow of blood from right ventricles to right auricle. And this valve is present in a fixed position with the help of the chordae tendineae. Chordae tendineae is nothing but it is a muscular projections of the walls of the ventricles, that is called papillary muscles. In examination, they will ask the location of chordae tendineae or functions of chordae tendineae. Second valve, left atrioventricular valve, it is called as bicuspid valve. It is located in a similar way on the left side of the heart. It has two cusps or flap-like structure, so it is called as a bicuspid valve, or it is called as a mitral valve. So this valve, it has only two flap-like structure, that's why it is called as bicuspid. It is located between the aperture like left auricle and left ventricle. Between the left auricle and left ventricle, one more valve is there, that is called as a bicuspid valve. Here also, when the blood flows from left auricles to left ventricle, here this valve will close, because to avoid the backflow of blood from left ventricles to left auricle. Next one is pulmonary semilunar valve. This pulmonary semilunar valve are located at the opening of the right ventricle into the pulmonary artery. So why it is called a semilunar? Because it is a half moon-like structure, that's why it is called as a semilunar. Pulmonary semilunar valve, it is located at the opening of the right ventricle into the pulmonary artery. Between the opening of right ventricle and the pulmonary artery, we can see these semilunar valves. So here three half moon like structure is there, so three pocket like structure is there. This valve are three in number, three half moon like structure is there. So this also, when the blood flows from right ventricles to lungs, so this valve will close, because to avoid the backflow of blood. Next one is aortic semilunar valves. These aortic semilunar valves are located at the point of origin of aorta from the left ventricle. These are also three in number and pocket shaped. Here aortic semilunar valves, it is present between the opening of the left ventricle and the aorta. It is also a half moon-like structure. It has also a 3 in number. So when the blood, oxygenated blood flows from left ventricles to aorta, so this valve closes because to avoid the backflow of blood from aorta to left ventricle. These valves are very important. In the diagram, you can see internal structure of heart. You can see the atria. Atria are the smaller chambers, or auricles are the smaller in size when compared to ventricles. And auricles are called as a receiving chambers because they receive the blood, and ventricles are called distributing chambers because they distribute the blood. So that's why auricles are smaller in size, ventricles are larger in size. And you can see the walls also, and you can see the semilunar walls as well as the tricuspid and bicuspid wall, as well as you can observe the aorta also, as well as the pulmonary vein and pulmonary artery. So this is the internal structure of the heart. Next, pacemaker, or it is called as sinoatrial node. Pacemaker, here heartbeat arises in pacemaker. The command of heartbeat or impulse of heartbeat arises in pacemaker or sinoatrial node. This pacemaker is located in the walls of the right auricle near the opening of the superior vena cava. Pacemaker, it is located in the walls of the right auricle near the opening of the superior vena cava. And its main function, the impulse or command of heartbeat arises in pacemaker. In exam, they may ask to write exact location and function of pacemaker or SAN or sinoatrial node. Here, this impulse is relayed to the ventricles with the help of special conducting fibers. So whatever the command or impulse arises, it will also goes to the ventricular region with the help of a special fiber. Here, one more node we can see. So that is called as a AVN node or atrioventricular node. It is present near the interauricular septum near the tricuspid valve. AVN or atrioventricular node, it is present near the interauricular septum and near the tricuspid valve. So what is this septum? Septum nothing but it is a muscular structure present between the right and left side of the heart. So its main function to avoid the mixing of deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. That is the septum. The septum which is present between the right and left auricle, that is called as interauricular septum. A septum present between the right and left ventricle, it is called as interventricular septum. Now this AVN node is present near the interauricular septum near the tricuspid valve. And in an exam, they will ask to write the exact location of AVN. Next, a bundle of muscle fibers called bundle of His begins from AVN and extends to the interventricular septum. Here, through the AVN, many muscle fibers will arise. That is called as bundle of His. And this bundle of His then runs in the interventricular septum region. Interventricular septum is septum present in the right and left ventricle. Usually AVN, it divides into two branches. So one branch of bundle of His, it runs in the ventricles of the right ventricular region, and another one is left ventricular region. Usually we can see the two main branches here. That is a bundle of His. It arises from the AVN node. Next, bundle of His consists of branches of fibers running along the wall of the ventricle called Purkinje fibers. Here bundle of His once again divides. It form a many fiber-like structure. So this fiber-like structure, it runs on the wall of the ventricles. So it is called as a Purkinje fibers. All these together form a system which creates an impulse and conducts it to every parts of the heart. First, the pacemaker, it receive the commands of the heartbeat. Then it send that into the AVN. Then through the AVN it goes to the bundle of His. Then through the bundle of His, that impulse it goes to the Purkinje fibers. So through that whole all the chambers undergo the contraction and relaxation because of this command. Sometimes a mechanical device called an artificial pacemaker is placed surgically in humans if their SA node or sinoatrial node is damaged, or if the electrical conduction system of the heart has problems. So they are placing the artificial pacemaker. If the SA node is get damaged, so they will keep the artificial pacemaker.
We'll start with the basics and examine how the human heart works. The heart is a muscle about the size of a clenched fist that is located under the rib cage in between the lungs. It is divided into a left side and a right side. Each side has two chambers. The upper chambers are called atria, and the lower chambers are called ventricles. Blood flows from the atria to the ventricles through one-way valves. The atria and the ventricles work together as a team to pump blood through the heart. The right atrium receives oxygen-depleted blood from the body and pushes it into the right ventricle, which pumps it out to the lungs. Oxygen-enriched blood is returned from the lungs to the left atrium, which pushes it into the left ventricle, where it is pumped back out to the body. After the body has used all the oxygen in the blood returns to the heart and the cycle repeats. In a normal heart, this sequence occurs 60 to 100 times per minute. The heart's beating rhythms are driven by electrical impulses within the heart. In a normal heart rhythm, electrical signals originate in the heart's natural pacemaker, the sinoatrial node, also called SA node. These electrical signals travel from the atria to the ventricles in a defined rhythmic pattern. The electrical signals pass through the atrioventricle, or AV node. The AV node acts as a natural gatekeeper for the heart, through which all the heart's electrical signals normally pass. The electrical signals then pass through the bundle of His to the Purkinje fibers, which cause the heart muscles to contract. There are many factors that contribute to proper heart function. Talk to your physician about your heart health and steps you can take to keep your heart healthy and strong.
In today's class, we have studied about the fluids which are present in our body, as well as open and closed circulatory system, and the structure of the heart, as well as the walls which are present in the heart, as well as you have studied about the pacemaker. In this chapter, I included some extra information also, so it will help for the future also. So only not in from the textbook, some other textbook also I included, and this chapter once again repeating for the 10th standard. For extra information, I have added some extra points.